Hi everyone, welcome to the Helmar class. Today I'm going to be working on something really fun. It's going to be a Father's Day favorite box. I know a lot of times we make favorite boxes for baby showers and weddings and that kind of stuff, but you know, Dad is always entitled to have fun treats as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a male take on the 2, 5, 7, 10 box. Do you guys remember what that looks like, or at least know how that works? Hey Dana. Hey Cindy. So I'm going to be doing a 2, 5, 7, 10 box, and let me see if I have one lying around so I can show you um, what it looks like. It's the one that I made for Easter. Let's see. Oh, okay, I just found one. Let me just open up this bucket and take it out. Oops. Well, this one is missing a few things, but it basically shows you at least the construction of it. So here goes the basic construction of the 2, 5, 7, 10 box. Remember I made this one for Easter, and there was a little bunny rabbit here that I colored with my Copics and I put on with some Helmar Zap Dots. So that's basically it. So we're going to make this into a male version. So I'm thinking we'll make it into a male version, and then once you give it to Dad for Father's Day, you can put some chocolate-covered pretzels in there, some kind of funky trail mix that he likes, just something really fun. And it's fun for you to do it with the kids. My kids love dipping anything into chocolate, and my hubby loves eating anything that's dipped into chocolate. So I think this will be fun for the kids to make for him. Maybe just take some marshmallows and dip them in chocolate and just stuff them in a little box, or any of his favorite treats. Anything dipped in chocolate is always super easy and fun at our house. So I always have tons of melting chocolate and just fun little things to put in it. So that's what we're going to be making. Yeah, my hubby's a chocoholic. It's horrible. You can't have chocolate in the house because he'll eat it all. So for this project, it's so super easy. The only thing you really need is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You can use any kind of paper. It can be solid or printed or double-sided. Doesn't really matter. Just as long as it has a little bit of weight. This is just regular cardstock that I picked up from the Recollections paper at Michael's, so it's not super thick, but it's thick enough for this particular project. So we're going to put it here on its width side. So this is the 8.5-inch side, right? And we're going to go ahead and we're going to score it at the 2-inch mark. Let me make sure I'm looking at this correctly. Yeah. The 2-inch mark and the 7-inch mark. So it's 2 score lines, one at the 2 and one at the 7. So we're going to flip it on the 11-inch side, and we're going to score it at 2, 5, 7, and 10. So again, when you have it on this side, you're going to score it at the 2-inch mark and the 7-inch mark. When you turn it to the 11-inch side, you're scoring it at the 2, 5, 7, and 10-inch sides, and that's the reason why this box is called a 2, 5, 7, 10 box, because that's basically where the measurements are. Yes, it's a bone folder. It's the one that comes with the scoring tool. I feel like there's a little bit of a shadow going on here. I'm not sure why, but there's going to be a quiz later. Yeah, 2, 5, 7, 10. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to fold it away from us, right? Like this, because we're going to be making a box construction. So as long as you fold it on all of the marks away from you, you should be fine. So like this. And then the last one, we'll go ahead and fold it there. And then we'll open it up. And then we're going to fold this bottom part, again, away from you. So when you fold it away from you, keep in mind that you're folding it away on the side where these are folded in, right? Because these are going to be kind of, if you saw it constructed, it kind of closes like this. And then these are the parts that are going to be tucked in and folded in. So, and then we'll fold this one again away from us. like that. Okay, so now you see again, here goes the basic construction of the box, right? So now we're going to go ahead and lay it again on the 11-inch side, and we're going to cut out some of these pieces because we're not going to need all of them. So we're just going to take our X-Acto knife, and I use my scoreboard to cut them out. You don't have to use your scoreboard. I just find this really easy. So we're going to cut out these. Keep in mind this is just the 1-inch side, that one little flap, so we're going to remove that small one, and then these two, and then this is going to be the flap that folds over. So we're just going to go ahead and cut score line right here, and then cut the score line again right here. So you see now you have this little flap that comes down, and then I just simply turn it on its side, and I'm gonna cut this piece off. So here goes the first one, cut that one off, and then we're gonna cut these three off like that. So now we simply have this one flap on top. And let me just measure just so you guys know. This is the 2-inch flap. So you'll know the side that you're cutting the pieces off is going to be the one that has the 2 inches of width. And then we're going to flip it around, actually this way again. And then these, we're just going to cut to the fold line, okay? So this is the 11-inch side, and we're just going to cut to the fold line, the first line. So again, on the 2, 5, 7, and 10-inch lines, right? Like that. And then I just simply flip it, and this little tab right here, the 1-inch flap, we don't need that anymore. So we'll go ahead and we'll cut that one off. It's as simple as that. So it's really a really simple construction. I actually have a video on just how to make the box. So if you just go on my YouTube and you look up 2, 5, 7, 10 box, you'll see how I made it. The next thing I do is this flap right here. I just take my scissors, and on a diagonal I just cut this little triangle off because I want to make sure that it tucks in nicely. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this diagonal off like that. So now when I glue it, it'll glue nicely behind there. You see that? Okay, so now I'm kind of just going to lay it like this. And my absolute favorite glue, and I know you guys have heard me say this religiously, is the Helmar 450. I love gluing paper with this, especially any kind of box construction, because first of all, it glues really well and really fast. And it dries super duper quick. And I don't know if you guys have the same issue that I have, but weather in Texas is horrible. We get a lot of humidity, so anytime I use any other kinds of glues, I feel that everything breaks apart on me. So now we're just going to put some 450 along this little 1-inch tab right here, like that. So you guys see, I simply only put glue here, and I find that this is the easiest way to glue it down. You want this bottle? You're you're rationing yours. The sad thing is that this is the only bottle I have left. So I send it to you. I can never craft again. So you can clearly do it like this, but I feel like if you put it down like this and you just lay this layer on top of it and just kind of just fold it like this over it, you'll see how easy it is for it to just glue on and then construct. So you see, I now have my box that's already constructed, right? And it's nice and glued on because I was able to just, you know, glue it down. So you see, now I have this. And then these down here, which are just the 4, you're just going to tuck 2 in and then put the flaps over and close it, right? I've been sniffing glue. Oh, Tanya's been sniffing glue. Well, that's not good. You're supposed to be using it for your crafting, Tanya, not for sniffing. So, all right, so here goes the box, right? So keep in mind that this is going to go over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of close it. So you see that this flap kind of just goes over like this. I'm going to do some simple decorating on here, and I'll show you how this is going to turn into a male themed project. So let's move my scoreboard over to the side, and hopefully that doesn't give you guys too much glare. Ah! I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties. I really wish you guys can see my room. It's like a chaotic mess. The good thing is that my Helmar is like the only thing that's organized in this room. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my my white gel pen, and I'm just going to do a few stitch marks along the edges here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because we're turning this little box into a male shirt. So I wanted to have a few stitch marks so that it looks like it's something that's handmade, right? And you can decorate it however you wish. You don't need to follow this. This is just the way that I'm doing it. And I find that these are really fun. I don't know if you guys do this, but I know for Mother's Day, we always, at my job, you know, everyone brings really fun stuff for the moms, but I don't ever see anyone doing anything for the guys. So I think that with this really simple technique, I'm going to be able to make some of these for the guys in my office, and then everyone's going to be super jealous because I'm the only one that made something for them. Those poor guys, they never get anything. So I'm just going ahead and doing this, right? So now I've stitched the front of it, and can you guys see that? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Where's my webcam? Control, there we go. Okay, so is that better? Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then now you see this flap we have right here. This is gonna be the basically the shirt collar. So I'll show you how I did the shirt collar on this. I'm gonna go ahead and take my ruler, and I'm simply going to measure this out. So this right here, and again, you don't have to be perfect with this. It's just I find that it's easier to do it this way. This flap right here is 3 inches wide. So I'm just going to put a little mark along the 1.5 inch mark, and then I'm just going to draw a line. So I'm basically just drawing a line along the center of it, right? So can you see that? There you go. You see that it's a perfect line along the center, and then we're just going to take our ruler, and we're going to go from this center point right here to the corner, and now we have, see this triangle? And then we're going to do the same thing from the center point of that middle line to the next corner. And we're just going to draw a line again. So now you see we have this, right? You guys see that? And then we're simply going to take our scissor, and we're going to start cutting from the corner to the very top score line and right in the center. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to go from the corner all the way to the center line, right to the score line. So we have now this flap that looks like this. Can you guys see that okay? So now you see what traditionally would have been this flap that was just a rectangle that folds over. Instead, I've cut it into two triangles so that you can turn it into a male collar. So that's basically what it's going to be, the flaps that come down. Again, super duper easy. And again, we're just going to take our jelly roll pen, and we're going to do some stitching on here again, just to tie in everything together. And I did the little marks with a with a pencil. So we can just go ahead and erase any little marks that are there. So there goes some stitching for that side of the collar. Okay, so now you see I have one collar stitched. Thanks, Janet. I think when you have kids, they kind of inspire you to make all kinds of wacky stuff. And because I have kids, I always try to make things that are quick and easy and things that I can make with my kids, because they always want to kind of be a part of it. And when you do too many details and too many layers, sometimes they can't get involved. So this is really easy for them to do it. They can do it with their crayons, Super easy. So you see, now we have the collar, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip it again. So now we have this part, right? And what we're going to do now is we're going to take this back side and this front side, and then this back side and this front side, and we're just going to pinch them together. So you guys see how I'm pinching it? So we're pinching it together. So now we have that, right? Nice and pinched down. And then these two flaps are going to come down, right? So now we have the collar that's coming down. And then after I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and close the bottom part of it. So let me go ahead and grab, I need a little piece of Velcro because for this purpose, we want it to be able to open up and close. So in order to do that, you need a little piece of Velcro. So I'm just going to grab that. And then again, I'm just going to take my 450 and I'm just going to tuck these two in. And believe it or not, the 450 is so super strong that I don't waste my glue. I know sometimes, you know, we'll put glue here and then glue here and then glue up here. With the 450, you don't need that. All you need to do is just put a really nice little, gosh, my glue's really finishing up. A nice little glob along the closure line. And because I'm going to put stuff that's not really too heavy, it should be just fine. So just put this flap over like this, right? And now I'm just going to take something, let me see, maybe my pen, and kind of just make sure that it's nice and tucked in. Yeah, I like using ATG, and I used to love using red tape, but again, because of the way that the temperature is in Texas, it always is guaranteed to fall apart. Yeah, my bone folder's too small though. I need a big old giant one. I kind of use what I have lying around, so my pens, my scissors, sometimes even my glue bottles. Yeah, the ruler would be good too, huh? Let's try that. There we go. So now that's where we are with that, right? So now we have this, and then we have these two little flaps that fold over, right? Oh, I forgot to do something. I wanted to do a little stitch line along the middle too, but that's okay. So if you guys are kind of anal about making sure that it's perfect, all you have to do is just kind of do a center pencil mark, if that makes you feel more comfortable. So I just ran a center pencil mark through there. And then I'm just going to take my gel pen again, and I'm just going to do some stitching in the center like this. I'm telling you, I have no idea how I used to function without the Helmar 450. It's literally my one go-to glue for everything. Like, I love using all the other products, I guess depending what I do, but when it's something where I want to make sure that the construction is super secure, it's Helmar 450. And then I'm just going to do another stitch line again along the other side of the pencil mark. I'm kind of going to do a double stitch here. We're trying to do a fancy little shirt here. Or my interpretation of a fancy little shirt. Okay, so there goes that. So now we have this, right? See my little line there? And then we can go ahead and erase it if we need to. Okay. Gosh, I wish I could get rid of that glare. Let me see if I can get a piece of paper or something I can put underneath here. See if this will make it better. Yeah, I think this is much better. Let me see something. There we go. This is much better. Okay, so we have this, and now I'm just going to take a little piece of Velcro. Yeah, I think my hair was caught in the Velcro. And we're just going to cut a little piece of it, and this is one of those double-sided Velcro, so just cut that, and then just put them together, And then I'll just cut it in half because I don't really need that much Velcro. It's just for a simple closure. Because I know once the guys get this, they're going to rip this open and just eat whatever is inside. So that's another reason why when you make them, don't make them super detailed, because you know how guys are. I'm not trying to be mean, but yep, we're putting buttons and a pocket, and we're even going to put a pocket square and a bow tie. So we're not done yet. But still, again, super simple to make what I'm going to be doing next. So we can't have a shirt without buttons, Janet. You think my lines are really straight? That's because you can't see them up close. That's the good thing about Ustream. It's deceiving. So I'm just peeling off the backings of this Velcro. I always find it a challenge to peel it off. And if I sound like I'm mumbling, it's because I'm trying to talk with this Velcro thing in my mouth. I'm trying to peel it with my teeth. It's horrible. Tanya, you have banana splits every time I do a Ustream. It's so not fair. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and take this little piece of Velcro right here, put it on here, and then we're going to put another little piece on this other shirt collar, and then we're going to pinch it. See? Pinch it as close as you can, and then you're just going to put it down, and then pinch it as close as you can on that side too, and then put it down. And then now you see your construction is super secure. So now when you put it on your table like this or like this, however you like, so you can see the dimension, it's perfect, right? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of this yummy yarn here. I was going to make a fabric bow, but I said, you know what, we're going to make this one vintagey and fun. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3 fingers, right, and I'm going to wrap it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Let's do it 5 times because you guys know I like doing things that aren't in even numbers. I don't know why. It's just a silly thing about me. So I've just wrapped it around 3 fingers, so it's kind of that width. And then we'll take another piece of string, and then I'm going to pull it off my fingers, kind of hold it in the middle, and then just make a simple knot. Let's just make sure that it's right in the center. So a super simple knot, like that. So now we have this cute little funky bow tie. Is Tanya torturing you guys with her Sunday? Alright guys, so now we have this cute little bow. You see it's just really fun and vintagey looking, and we're going to put him right there. So what I'm going to use for this, because I find that these types of products, you just want to make sure that it holds really well. I may use my scrap dots, and let's see, let's try our 450 also. But you know what, let me do something first. Let's work on the pocket, and we'll leave the bows and everything else for last. So remember that little piece that we had lying around? Uh-oh, I just threw my bone fold on the floor. That's fine. Remember this little piece that we cut out and we had just lying around? We're going to use this extra little scrap for our pocket. So all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut it. So it's kind of like a 1 inch by 1 inch. Kind of just gauge it. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Lions brand. Did you guys want to know what kind of... Yep, that's what it is. Lions brand yarn, homespun. I love this yarn. It's awesome. It's just really, really fun. So I use that. So now we have this little piece like this, right? And again, we're just winging it. We're just going to cut a little triangle off the corner. So there goes, that corner is off. Flip it, and if you guys again are perfectionists, all you need to do is just take that little triangle that I just cut off and place it on the other side. And if I can get it on, I can do it. Just place it on the other side like this, and then simply just cut that corner off, and then you'll have two perfect corners that match exactly. So again, we're just gonna, let me just trim this little edge because it's not so clean. So now we're just gonna go ahead and again do some little stitching along the little pocket, right? Because we can't have a pocket that went on without stitching, so that's not possible unless it was glued on, and we know shirts are not glued, right? So just a little bit of stitching right all around the edge. Just like that. And again, I'm going to do just like a little double stitch along the top. So it kind of looks like a jean pocket, but it's just our shirt pocket. So here goes this. And then I'm going to put them on with some Helmar Zap Dots, and these are the 1/4 inch ones. One other thing that I'm going to do is, because again this one is really vintagey looking, I'm going to put some distress ink. I haven't really been distressing very much stuff, but this is for the guys, so I think they really would like the little distress look. So I'm just going to add some distress here. No clean way of doing it, just kind of randomly. I even rub it on like this sometimes just to add some texture on it. So we'll do that. Okay, now we're done with that, and we'll move it over to the side. So now we'll turn this around, and we'll put some of these 1/4 inch Zap Dots on here. So I'm just going to need probably 3 of them. Would probably be just enough for this project. And then we'll just take that off. Like this. Okay. Now let's distress our little pocket too. Okay. So now we're going to place our little pocket right underneath the collar, kind of over to the left here. So guys, you see now you have the collar, the little pocket. It's really easy pocket. And then we're going to go ahead and grab some little buttons. So just these random little buttons I have here. I think I'm going to do it in random colors just so it could be a fun shirt. I think we'll do maybe a brown one, maybe a little khaki colored one, and I have to have a white button somewhere. Oh yeah, here they go. And we'll put a white one too. Yep, I have a pocket for him too. We're going to be putting a pocket for him. Here we go. Oh, that's a little too big. Let's see if I can find another one that's a little smaller. Okay, I have like a gazillion buttons here. Of course, I can't find the one I need. Here. Okay, those 3 seem to match a little bit better in size. Okay, this is funny. All the buttons fit in here before. Why don't they fit now? Yep, one that looks like jeans would be really awesome too. There's so many ways to remake this 2, 5, 7, 10 box. I can't even begin to tell you. It's just a really, really fun construction. So here we go. So now I'm just going to take my glue again. And of course I said it when I'm running out. So again, we're just using our Helmars 450. And we're just going to put 1 little dot, 2 little dots, and I'm actually putting them over to the side off of the lines, because I want to make sure that the lines, you can see the details. So let's see. We'll put the brown one first, and then the little white one. And you see already, it's just really fun, right? Then the next thing we'll do is we'll grab our little bow. Just this really fun, funky little bow we have here. Let me see. Maybe I will use my 450. I was thinking of using, let's use our scrap dots. I'll try this instead. Oh, this is a new one. Let's use another one. Where's my other scrap dots? Okay. So here goes my other bottle of scrap dots. And this is generally used for dimension. I like using it when I have items that are kind of bulky and I can't get them to just stay perfectly. I find that it works really well too. So don't tell Tracy, but I use my scrap dots not only for dimension, but I use them for just for gluing bulky, hard to keep on embellishments. I find that it works really, really awesome for that. So we'll just put this little bow tie there. So there that goes. I'm just going to go ahead and move that. Okay. And then before the show, I went ahead and I took a little piece of, took a button and I ran some twine through it. So I'm going to just put a button in the middle of the bow. So, I just globbed myself up. Here we go. So I'm just going to put a little glob of 450 here. And then this sweet little button that I put a little piece of twine through right in the middle of my bow. Right there. And then for the little corner pocket, oh, here we go. All I simply did was I took a piece of paper and I'm just going to cut a little corner off of here. Let's see where I can grab it. So just a little 1-inch corner. You guys see I'm just cutting kind of a 1-inch by 1-inch block. And we're just going to cut it like this. And if you have a perfect square, that tends to work the best. And then I just took this side and lifted it to fold it over like that. And then I took this side and folded it over like that. Let me just trim this little edge here. And now we have this little pocket that looks like this. So I don't know if you guys can see the detail, but it has like 3 little peaks, right? And we'll go ahead and take our distress ink and just distress it. This particular paper has like some vintage writing, which I thought was really fun. And then we're just going to go ahead and tuck it in there. We can, you know what, let's put a little bit of glue because might as well glue it down. I'll use my 450 for this. And I'll tuck it straight down into the little pocket. So there we go. So that's pretty much it. This is how simple it is to put this box together. So you see now, when you're done, all you have to do is open up this little triangle, right? Like that. And then, you know, make sure that once you glue it down, it's held down. And then you open up the other side like this. And the bow stays there. And then inside is where you put the little whatever gift, whatever little favor you want to put in, whether it's, you can even put a pack of cards. If you know your hubby likes playing poker with his friends, how fun would it be to get him a new deck of cards for his games? Just anything. You can even put a gift in here, an actual gift in here. So it doesn't have to be just for a homemade treat. It can be for just about anything that fits within this packaging. So what did you guys think? Do you like it? Keep in mind, this little bow is really, really funky and silly, only because I wanted it to be really vintagey, but you could totally make it with anything. You can make it with ribbon, you can make it with twill, you can make it with twine, you can cut out a piece of paper and make a paper bow. Just super. You can put you can put a necktie instead of a bow. Absolutely, you can definitely put a necktie instead of a bow. I love this cute little pocket with the little pocket square and these fun little buttons. They just add a little bit of cute dimension to the project. So that was pretty much it. Yeah, a few candies, Cindy. Like I said, in my house, my hubby likes anything dipped in chocolate, so we'll probably make him some fun chocolate dipped pretzels, or I don't know, some chocolate dipped peanuts or walnuts or cashews, and just make like a fun trail mix and put it in there. We've got a lot of neighborhood buddies, so we'll probably make some for like my best friend's husband. And so potato chips dipped in chocolate, OMG, how sinful is that? That is ridiculous. Yeah, or even like, what are they? Freeze-dried fruits are really fun. If your hubby likes raisins, dip raisins in chocolate. You can literally dip anything in chocolate. So there's tons and tons and tons of ways that you can just add something really fun and yummy inside the box. Um, for my, was it for my hubby's birthday, I think? We had made this box, and that's exactly what we made for, again, making a lot of projects with things that we have to. And we bought him one of those iPod Nanos, the ones that are really small, you can use for working out, with the wristwatch, and that's what went inside here. So he had absolutely no clue what was inside this little box because it was just really cute. And then inside was just something really fun that he wanted. So I'm so glad I did this class because now I have this little box pre-made, and all I have to do is save it and make something to put it in. So yeah, anything you want, you can put in here. Let me see, allow links. I didn't have that on. Yeah, the Nano was a really, really fun surprise. He had no clue. And again, I made this one in brown, but you guys can totally make it in any color. It can be a blue shirt. You can turn it, you can actually use printed paper and make it like a Hawaiian shirt and have it be a fun vacation treat if you're going on vacation with your hubby and you just want to leave a sweet little note on your pillowcase, so when he walks in or walks out of the shower, has something really fun from you, a thank you note for taking you on vacation. How fun would that be? Just a cute Hawaiian themed paper would be fun. Oh my gosh, there's so many things you can make it for. We're heading to San Francisco next week with the baby. It's actually more business than fun, but who knows, maybe I'll make something fun and put it in here for him. That would be really fun. You can't put ice cream in here because that would melt. You don't like your hubby that much, Tanya? Aww. Yeah, but look at it this way. It's an excuse to make something crafty, right? So you don't need to like him. You need to like the act of making the project. You know, as crafters, we can justify anything, right? Oh no. It's so funny because I hardly ever buy ice cream in our house. I don't know, it must have been like 2 weeks ago, I went out and I bought a pint of, I don't know, Ben and Jerry's, some really wacky flavor. I have no idea what it was. And it's still in the fridge. I haven't even tasted it. Talk about not having time for anything. So, let me see, make sure I can see that you guys are still seeing this. Okay, cool. So I'll post a picture of this on the Helmar page, and then I'll probably do just a shorter video too, just to share it with everyone. But again, you guys saw, if I wanted to, all I really needed was my Helmar 450, and I could have glued everything down. The Zap Dots add just a really fun dimension to the pocket. So you see that, and you don't need very many. It's just really fun, and just a little bit of Velcro, so really easy to do. And I just like using the, again, the scrap dots for these kinds of funky things, because you see how it's the glue is not dry, because remember scrap dots take a little bit more time to set, but it's not falling off. It's just, I mean, perfectly on there. So are you using your yeah, I love this thing. In the beginning I was like a little wary because you know sometimes it oozes out on you, but you learn that if you kind of lay it on its side, it doesn't ooze on you because the air constantly is circulating, so it's really good. um, I love this. I love the fact that it has a twist top, because a lot of the quick drying adhesives don't have twist tops, and that's a huge plus for this, because then once you're done using it, you just close it up and it's good to go. You won't have glue going out everywhere. So it's just really yummy stuff. Yep, that's my problem. I know I clip the tips off and then I forget where that little pluggy thing is that you put on it. And I lose it and I can't ever find it. Drives me crazy. They clump up. Yep, that's a really big problem. I don't know why they ever make them like that, but it is what it is. So, alright guys, so do you have any questions? Yeah, me neither, Peaches. I wasn't really a fan of liquid glues. Like I said, I used to use a lot of ACGs and stuff, but when I started to realize that things were really falling off, I decided that, you know, liquid glues are really the way to go. And I love making like flower embellishments and stuff. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw them last week. Let me see if I can pull one off, but this is one of the flowers that I made. Why can't I see? Okay, here we go. That I made just with some scallop punches. Actually, that's all I used was a scallop punch. And it's just kind of a three-dimensional flower. And this I literally made in like 2 seconds with my 450 glue. If I didn't have my 450, I don't think I could have ever made this. They're awesome. That product is amazing. Because you know, once you start like layering the petals, you see how they're actually kind of propped up? You want to make sure that the glue dries quick enough so that it holds on. Yep, snowflake on the back. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, Tanya is a good influencer. Will this be a new class? It could be. It could very well be a class. It's all I used was a scalloped oval. It's I think like a 1.5 inch scallop oval, and I'll definitely do a class to show you how to make this. Just really fun. And this is just one of the flowers, but there's. How did I take this off the wall? Let me see. Ah! Oh jeez. Ow. I'm having like all kinds of issues today. Let's see. All right, let me glue this one back on here. Here goes another one. It's just kind of like a quilled flower. And again, glued with my 450. Couldn't have done it without it. I keep banging into my table. I don't know why. It's horrible. And then I'll show you a rose that I made too. Here it goes. Just this really simple little rose. And this one I made with a heart punch. So this is just a heart punch. And then again, the snowflake on the bottom. Yeah, I could definitely do an embellishment class because the 450 is awesome for this. So that I'll do something like that for the next time. Since after Father's Day, there's really not that many holidays. Well, 4th of July. We could do something fun for 4th of July too. Have I made any of the flowers, the girls from the big fluffy ones? Oh, oops, I think I threw it out the other day. Yeah, Those are really, really easy to do. Oh my goodness, I wish I had a piece of paper to do it right now. I was actually at the store the day that they made them, and basically you just take a piece of paper and cut it on an angle. Let me see if I can find a piece of paper. I don't have one near me. I'll make one of those too, but it's kind of just one of these quilt flowers, basically, except that they cut the paper on an angle, so there's shorter fringes in the middle, and then taller fringes on the outside, so it looks like a firecracker, per se. So those are so fun and easy. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like a firecracker. Really fun. Good night, Z. Thank you so much for joining. You make up your own holidays in the summer? That's fun. We should have a chocolate and candy holiday. So, alright guys, so if no one has any questions, I had a lot of fun showing you how to make this project. I can't wait to see what you guys make with it, because I know you guys have all kinds of fun and funky ideas out there. So when you make them, definitely post them on my page or post them on the Helmar page. I want to see how they turn out. And I also want to see what you stuff these with, because I know you guys are going to get really creative with that. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just go ahead and send me an email, or you can send an email to Tracy over at info@helmarusa.com. Talk to you guys again soon. Bye.